Welcome back to another video, everyone. As always, I am Teched Off, and today's video is going to be all about, there you go, Dxracer's tank series because I decided to buy one. So all I really wanted to talk about in this video was what I was using before, why I chose Dxracer over all the other brands you could choose, and the price, and how that influenced my decision to buy this chair. So let's get right into it, shall we? So before I got this Dxracer chair here, I guess you could say I came from pretty humble beginnings when it comes to chairs, because before this was my chair, this was my chair. And let me just tell you guys right now, it was damn uncomfortable. It felt cheap, and to be honest, it probably wasn't made to support someone as big as me. So I made it work. But I am curious, let me know in the comments below what your first chair was, because I bet most people don't start with a really nice chair, but maybe I'm wrong, so let me know below. And I have been making slow but steady improvements to my setup, and what I mean by that is I don't really have money to just spend, you know, $5,000 or $3,000 at once. I got other expenses. We're all living, so we know what that's about. But if you've ever watched any of my older videos, you've probably noticed that my chair was never shown in any of the videos, because to be honest, I was quite embarrassed by it, actually. And now it's actually something I'm going to make a point of actually showing off in my videos, and I'm proud to have it. So you're probably wondering why I chose Dxracer specifically over all the other competitions, so let's get into that next, shall we? So as you can already see by what I'm sitting in, I did choose Dxracer, but my friends, and I'm sure most of you are asking, why would you choose Dxracer over all of the other brands that are out there? There's Need for Seat, there's Maxonomic, there's hundreds of Chinese brands. There's just so much out there. Why did I choose them? But I'll tell you, I did tons of research. When I spend this much money on something, I'm sure most of you are very, very careful as well who you spend it on. And from asking friends and reading lots of Reddit forums, I found that the two chairs that are most recommended are Dxracer and Maxonomic. And I wasn't really afraid of spending a lot of money, because I've been spending money on cheap chairs so much that you kind of get into this cycle. And what I mean by that is, you'll buy a chair, it'll last you for a year, it'll break. You'll go out, you'll buy another cheap chair, that'll last you another year, and that'll break too. And you just go in this cycle over and over and over again until eventually you spend more money on those cheapo chairs than you could on something like this that will last you much, much longer. It will feel so much more comfortable, and I'll tell you right now, it is. And it's just wasted time shopping for new cheap chairs. So I wasn't really afraid of spending the money. That wasn't the issue. The issue was, what am I going to get for that money? So doing tons of research, I found, funnily enough, that Dxracer's headquarters is actually about 10 minutes away from where I am right now. So knowing that, they actually had a showroom where they let you try out all of the chairs that they sell, every single tier, every price. You can try them out before you buy them. And that, I unfortunately couldn't try Maxonomic in person, because their headquarters is a little bit farther than I was willing to drive. So that really tipped the scale in their favor. So I could and did try out the Dxracers, and found, strangely enough, that the chair that I thought I needed just by looking online is not what I wanted. And I'll explain that right now. So let me explain what I meant by that. Because at first, I actually wanted a black and white chair, contrary to the blue you see right behind me, to actually match my setup, and I was ready to actually buy in store down the road in cash. But fortunately for me, very fortunate, I realize, that I was actually able to sit in and try for as long as I wanted, as long as they were open. They even welcomed me to do that, to sit in each type of chair that they offered. And I actually found that I preferred a chair that I didn't think was right for me. I actually preferred a chair that was a size higher than they recommended for me when I first walked in there, and using their online tool and all the other cool stuff that they offer for you. So Little did I consciously realize until I started actually sitting in these chairs that I actually prefer to sit with my legs a little bit farther apart in a more relaxed position as opposed to like an upright soldier position all the time, which is true is probably bad posture, but I'm buying a chair to be comfortable, not to, you know, which of course some people buy to correct their posture. That's just not me though. I want it to be comfortable. That was number one for me, that and durability. So the King series actually would have been the proper fit for me with my height and weight specifications, or yeah, specifications, if that's a good word for it. But I just didn't like how the chair has like that V formation, how it like hugs your legs in together. I didn't like that. I like the big flat cushion where I can kind of, you know, relax, sit with my legs wherever I want them to and enjoy. So yeah, like I said, my posture is probably a bit worse, but I went with this one primarily for those reasons. So your mileage may vary on that one. So when the box actually showed up to my door, it was actually quite a bit damaged from their distribution center in California. I wonder why they sent it from there instead of right down the road from me. But the product inside was flawless. Everything was bagged, packaged extremely well, and they definitely don't cheap out when it comes to packaging. It should get to you in one piece. And I'll be completely honest with you, the directions that they include straight up suck. But there are videos online that are extremely helpful, and I do recommend you use those as opposed to the picture instructions, because one of the pages of the instructions were actually in Chinese, so I couldn't even read it. I just had to go by what I could see. But it worked out. It took me a little bit longer than it probably should have. They do give you a few spare parts as well, like an extra wheel and some extra screws, which is nice in case you do lose them. But it took me closer to an hour instead of the 20 to 30 minutes that they said it takes, just because I am an idiot apparently, and I didn't see that the screws to attach the chair to the base were actually pre-installed in the chair and not in the bags with the extra screws. So do keep that in mind if you do decide to pick one of these up yourself. Now moving on to the Tank series specifically, it is available in 4 different colors. There's blue, there's black, there's green, and red. And there's other size chairs do come in different colors, but in the size that I got, that's what they have available on their website. And there should be a little bit something for everyone depending on the color theme you're going for. So you got green, you got, like I said, red, black. There should be something for just about everyone. But I'll show you the specs on screen, and you can pause the video if you want to take a look at them for a little bit longer, but it'll take a while to say every single spec about this chair. So pause the video if you want to take a look. So just for reference, I'm 5'11 and 230 pounds. And like I said before, the Tank series is technically too big for me. It's made for someone up to, I think, 420 pounds, but that's fine. Everyone's preferences are different. Some people might like a bigger chair. Some people might like a smaller chair. But my suggestion to you is if you have friends or family who already have chairs, try them out. I was fortunate enough to have a few friends who had Dxracers already, and because their chart, the Dxracer chart, isn't really absolute for everyone. Everyone has different preferences on height, weight, construction, yada, yada, yada. So I do suggest, other than the weight requirements, you do take those with a bit of a grain of salt. Now, one of the things I was concerned with these big chairs is like sweating, like leg sweat, back sweat. You know, if you're going to be sitting in the same place for a long time, you will sweat. But surprisingly, even me being a big guy, that really hasn't been an issue. And in terms of durability, the frame actually is made of aluminum, so you don't really have to worry about it holding you or me. It holds me just fine. And it actually reclines up to, as you probably saw in the minute ago when I was showing you the specs, 120 degrees. And it's still really, really comfortable. So you can sit back, you know, watch a movie, chill out, even take a nap. I've actually done that before. Very comfortable. But unfortunately, the chair is very, very large. A lot larger of a footprint than I expected. And in fact, it was so big that I had to take my door to my room off to get the chair in my room. That's how big the chair is. And because I didn't assemble it in my room, I assembled it out my living room and wanted to get it into my room. So I actually had to take the door off and wedge it through to get it in. And I am in an apartment, so your mileage may vary on that one. But just know that these are big chairs. Alright, so the big elephant in the room on this one is the price. Everyone probably has at least heard the name Dxracer at least once, and with probably good reason. I mean, they have been making racing chairs for a very long time, and they do kind of have a global presence, which probably explains the Chinese instructions I got. But if you're like me, then $600 US for a chair sounds insane at first, and it probably still is. It still is. Okay, that's insane for a chair. But do remember this, a chair is not, it's an investment. A chair is an investment. And the frame actually does come with a lifetime warranty. So you got to know that Dxracer stands behind these chairs, and they are confident they will last a lifetime. And if you're fortunate to be a lot smaller than me and not as big and chubby as me, I guess, then you can get one of the Dxracer's chairs for a lot less money, because obviously the more weight it can hold, the more material you use, the more it costs. So if you're smaller or lighter, you can get one for hundreds of less with pretty much the same quality. So fortunately for me, there was a Memorial Day sale when I purchased this chair, and I actually got it for $479 US instead of the regular $600. So I was very happy, and I thought it was a fantastic deal. Now, there are dozens and dozens of even gaming chair makers who would just be so happy to sell you a chair with probably crazy margins on them, like I'm sure these ones do. But like anything else in life, the hardest part is separating the good products from the bad, and then making your decision based on that, knowing the good products and eliminating the bad ones right off the bat. And I will admit, there are tons of reviewers out there who will give you their opinion, often sponsored, about what chairs they like the best. But while clearly I'm not rich or some major influencer who can, pick up the phone and get a chair sent over, and I can line up a row of like 10 chairs and tell you which one I like the best, I can say, buying this chair with my own money, saving for almost 4 months to buy it in cash with my own money, that this is a solid chair, and I personally don't regret my purchase at all. But being as tight as I am with money and scrutinizing all these chairs as much as I did, and doing tons of research, borderline obsessive compared to most, I will admit that, again, there are people out there who either get sponsored opinions or just have so much money. In fact, I'd probably trust them more. People who just have so much money, they can literally buy a line of chairs and just move from chair to chair to chair and tell you this one's too, the Goldilocks, this one's too hard, this one's too soft, this one's just right. So, but I will honestly say, with the few that I have tried, that this was my favorite, and I'm very happy with my purchase a little over a month into having this chair. But I'm not the one who, is going to spend $6,000 on chairs just to tell you which one I like best. That's just not me. There are plenty of other channels who will do that for you. So with all of that said, I do hope you guys did at least get something out of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please like the video if it did help you, and I also appreciate if you subscribe to join me for the next video. And like I said before, be sure to leave a comment below on what your chair is now, and if you've ever changed, or if you're still rocking the same chairs when you started. So till next time, guys, peace.